My name is Mary L. Fields. I'm a graduate of the Clemente course hosted by MLK Family Services.
My name is Pamela Bousset, and I am a case manager in the FSB department at MLK, and I'm also an alumni of the very first graduating Clemente class.
I was listening to the radio one Sunday morning, and they kept broadcasting about the services and what they offer as far as education and the courses and different things that you could be interested in and taking, and that it was only 2 days a week.
Hearing about it through word of mouth in the agency where I work, of course, because we do host the program, listening to the radio, seeing different flyers around the city, and I thought, wow, free education, that's kind of like a no-brainer. My motivation was, I was at that season in life where the kids were grown. I'd always wanted to continue my education, but sometimes when you're out of school for a while, you're kind of nervous, so you just want to test the waters, and Clemente was great for that. It allowed me to test the waters, and so it really kind of just segued you into learning more about yourself and about MLK and the courses in the community. It's connected me more to the community, and it's connected me more to myself as a member of the community, and it just kind of really builds up your confidence about what you thought you didn't know. Clemente courses, they're academic courses, but they're also life courses. You're learning about Shakespeare, but you're also learning about some things that maybe you have in common with Othello. We learned about Dante's Inferno, but we also learned how those challenges can apply to our lives today. So even though we studied the Greek classics and we studied Shakespeare and we studied August Wilson and we studied African history, those courses all kind of came together to help us learn more about ourselves as well.
It was a blessing for me to get to go to Clemente, and I loved it so much. I really did. I enjoyed the teachers, the classmates that I had, and it was just really good friendship. And we got to study together, we got to work together, we got to write papers together. It was just so interesting to me, that I did something, I achieved something that I thought I could not achieve.
It's always an enjoyment whenever you can expand your mind. And you go to school, I'm not going to tell my age, but we studied these things in school, but somehow it seemed as though we weren't allowed to get in depth. We weren't allowed to see how what we were studying related to the lives that we were living. So my favorite part about Clemente was learning things, but it was also meeting people, seeing how even though we were so different in age and experience, all the things that we had in common.
The best part was that I got to learn something new, that I got to learn about philosophy, I got to learn about Black history, I got to learn about art, stuff that we was not taught when I went to school. I think it's necessary because as we have young women in the world that are young mothers, that don't understand how to be young mothers. And I think this can help them get farther in their lives because it can guide them, it can give them a guideline to be able to understand what life is really about. And I think because MLK does this for the community, it helps the community. If MLK never offers us anything in this community, we as a people will never be where we are today. I applaud them because they do a lot.
I think they're very important for the community, especially today. We see on the news our young people are only seeing us victimized. They're only seeing the struggles that we have. So for these courses to be offered in our community, for them to be offered at a site that's central to our community, for them to be offered at a cost that's great for our community, free, for them to be offered with child support, for them to be offered just 2 nights a week. It's basically a no-brainer.
Don't be afraid. If I'm not afraid, you shouldn't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Take a challenge. Take on a new thing. Say, this is my life. Just ask God to guide you. And one thing God will do, He will help you along the journey. Because MLK is there, they're helping the whole entire family. They're not just helping you, because you are one individual, but you have family. You know, maybe you tell a friend, hey, I'm going to MLK, come and join me. So when you bring a person in, that makes them better for education. That makes them better to live a better life and to be successful in the things that they need to do in the community. Because without MLK, I'm telling you, the community would not be as good as it is now.